Today we're going to look at simplifying fractions. It's important to simplify fractions because when you do an equation with fractions, you always want your answer in simplest form. In order to simplify fractions, we need to understand finding the greatest common factor. Factors are the numbers, I like to say, that make up the facts that equal that number. So the facts that equal the number 4 are 1 times 4 and 2 times 2. But when you're writing the factors, you have to write them in order from least to greatest. So the factors of 4 should be written 1, 2, 4. And the fact that it's 2 times 2 equals 4, we don't write the 2 twice. We're simply listing each individual number one time in order from least to greatest. So 8. 8 is 1 times 8, 2 times 4. So I'm going to write 1, 2, 4, and 8. Those are all the factors for 4 and 8. Now in common, they have 1, 2, and 4. But again, we're looking for the greatest common factor. So out of 1, 2, and 4, the number that's the greatest is obviously the 4. So between 4 and 8, their greatest common factor, or GCF, is 4. Now, for 3, we have 1 and 3. And 6, we have 1, 2, 3, and 6. Now, obviously, the greatest common factor here is 3. And for our last example, we have 3 and 4. So the factors for 3, again, are 1 and 3. And the factors for 4 are 1, 2, 4, and 8. Here, the only factor that they have in common is the number 1. So in this case, the greatest common factor is 1. Now, when we move on to looking at actually simplifying a fraction, here's my fraction. 2 is my numerator and 6 is the denominator. So I'm going to take both numbers, 2 and 6, and I need to list all their factors. 2 is 1 and 2, and 6, of course, is 1, 2, 3, and 6. They have 1 and 2 in common, and the greatest common factor is 2. Now, to simplify my fraction, I need to take the greatest common factor of the two numbers and divide both my numerator and my denominator by the GCF, which in this case is 2. So 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 6 divided by 2 is 3. Let's look at another example. Here I have 3 and 12. Factors for 3, factors are the facts that equal 3. That's 1 times 3, and 12. I really like 12 because 1 times 12 is 12, 2 times 6, and 3 times 4. So it's got quite a list here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. Now here my greatest common factor is the number 3. So to simplify my fraction, I need to divide both the numerator and the denominator by the number 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 12 divided by 3 is 4. Let's take a look at 4/8. Factors for 4 are 1, 2, and 4. And the factors of 8 are 1, 2, 4, and 8. So here my greatest common factor is 4. Now I like to write divided by 4 kind of small next to my numerator and denominator because sometimes when you're doing this, your brain just kind of goes somewhere else and you think, oh, 1/4, or you're not paying attention and you do 4 divided by 4 is 1 and then you just put 8 on the bottom without thinking. But when you put that division symbol and the divide by 4 by each one, it forces you to focus. Okay, 8 divided by 4 is 2. And this answer is 1/2. So although it's unnecessary to do that, I find that it's very helpful. And let's take a look at one last problem. 18. Okay, this one's a little trickier. All right, so I know 1 times 18. I'm just going to write this over here like that. All right, and then I'm going to think to myself 2. Okay, 18's even, so 2 times something. And I know 2 times 9. And then I can think, okay, 3. What do I know 3 times what? Or 3 times something equals 18. And 3 times 6 equals 18. So I have 3 and 6. All right, and 22. I know a factor for 22 is 1 and 22. It's even, so I know 2 times something. Let me think, 2 times 11. Now, is there anything else? 3, 4, 5? No, I'm pretty sure that's it. And yes, I've left a big space, but it doesn't really matter. Now I'm going to look at my numbers. I know 1 and 2 are in common. There's no 3, 6, 9, 18, 11, 22. So here my greatest common factor is 2. I'm going to come up and divide both my denominator and numerator by the same number, which is 2. 18 divided by 2 is 9. 22 divided by 2 is 11. And 9/11ths is my simplest form on this fraction. I hope you found this helpful. Have a great day.